The battles have begun. Okay guys, welcome to your Power Flow. I've got 𝐿𝐿𝐿 and Julie here demoing with me. Today we're gonna work a lot of hamstring. I'm calling this a long class. Everything is like long. I want your back to feel long. I want your shoulders to feel long. I want your hands to feel long. And that's where we're gonna start actually, is figuring out the placement of our hands. So everyone, let's meet in tabletop pose, please. Tabletop. And in tabletop pose, we're gonna do a few different hand placements. First, your normal placement is with your fingers forward. So from this position, lift just the palms of your hands off the mat. So I'm just pushing into my fingers when my palms are up, and then flatten your palms down. Do this a few times. It's really small, but for me, it feels like a nice stretch. Do you feel it in your hands, Julie? Okay. Down and up. So for our intensive purposes today, we're gonna call this the finger position. So you're just putting weight in your fingers and not your palms, because we're gonna use this a few different times. Then let's turn your fingers sideways. And then same thing, let's do some circles first. Circle clockwise and counterclockwise. Your hands are like this robotic thing directed from your forearms, okay? And so we're trying to stretch open your wrists. Now it might feel good to stay just like this, or lift again onto that finger hand grip so your palms are up. Maybe you tent your thumbs. If it feels good to kind of go in the circle, I'm trying to stretch out the webbing of my hands. Not only are we gonna stretch your hands, but also your forearms so that the thing that controls your fingers, like the robotic hand, that gets open as well. All right, last position, turn your fingers to face backwards. Oh, this one's pretty brutal for me. So even just doing this is enough. If you feel comfortable kind of leaning back into fingers, that's cool too. Just feeling where your hands get the most mobility here. There's no wrong answer except striking pain. So don't go for striking pain. Out of the arms of expectation today, we're gonna do some fun and funky stuff that allows us to not be in a, let's say, robotic state. We're out of expectation and unassuming. Okay, send your hands forward. Downward facing dog for 3 breaths, fingers face forward. And in your down dog, play with that same hand grip. So maybe you go into your right fingers only. Maybe, oh damn, Ellie, that's hard. Ellie's got her hands backwards. Shit, girl, that was really hard. That's awesome. If you could do that, then you can roll with it. Maybe you go into your left fingers only, whatever it is. Just feeling like your wrist and fingers are stretching. Try to feel the webbing in between your fingers. Stretch open. You got 3 breaths to kind of play. Distributing weight left and right, whatever feels good. Today we're going to expect the unexpected in a good way. We're going to mix some things up to stretch open and make your brain a little smarter. Okay, drop down to tabletop and child's pose. This time I want your palms to face up. So it's like I'm serving a big bowl of soup, palms face up, called supination. If this is enough, you can stay happy with your palms serving up like this. Yeah, just ignore them. You can stay happy with your palms facing up. If you want more of your tricep length, lift your elbows up off the ground. Good. Come here, Rocky. Come on. Relax. So in today's class, the hope is that you're creating more length, not just with the stretches I'm offering you, but with the breath you're providing to those places. So feel the length from your fingers all the way to the tip of your spine. They say that the arms are the pathway to the heart, right? So the more open we can be in our appendages, the more blood flows easily, the more energy we have throughout the day. We want really good blood flow because our bodies are like a channel to have things flow in and have things flow out. We don't want the opposite, which we're gonna feel right now. In your child's pose, I want you to squeeze your fists as hard as possible. Show me 2 fists. Now feel what it feels like to have a fist, right? You've got this sensation, that squeezing, that fist does not feel good. Fist does not feel good at all. Instead, it's this like tight and tense place where you're holding excess tension. Inhale, then actively release your palms. We're gonna do that one more time. Let's roll through it. Inhale, squeeze your fists. Ah, this is what life feels like when I'm gripping too tightly. And then exhale, relax your hands. Awesome. All right, team, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take it all the way back. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold at the top of the mat. Bring your feet behind your hands. Just hang out. Hang left, hang right, sway it out. Good, and Eliana's got a great fold. Her head is relaxed. Bend your knees a lot so that your abs touch your thighs. And then team, let's stand up to mountain pose. Breathe in. Bind your left arm under your right for eagle. And just like that clenched fist we did, I want you to squeeze your elbows, squeeze your hands, or if you can grip your hands, squeeze your fingers really tight. Feel that tension you're building in your eagle arms. Inhale, elbows up. Exhale, forward fold with your eagle arms. Just hang loose. Sway right and left. If it feels uncomfortable to keep the bind in your fingers, you can let go of the fingers, but keep your elbows really bound tight. Keep those elbows actively squeezing together. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your left palm to the earth. Twist it, forward fold. Left palm down, right palm high. And as you look up, it's almost like you're spreading your heart open. So we're going to flow with a mantra today. What binds us can't hold us back, right? Can't stop us. Open up your chest. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring your palms to your shins. Lift your head. It can only. Forward fold. Grab your legs. Give yourself a big hug. Only move us forward. Breathe in. Breathe out. All right, again, mountain pose. This time bind eagle the opposite direction. Take right under left. Exactly. So I've got my elbows squeezing and even my armpits feel it. Bind your hands. Get as tight as you possibly can. Back bend your elbows up. I hope you find the place where the breath is constricted. The breath doesn't feel easy. That's where we actually start to make some breakthroughs in your mobility. Inhale, binding up. Eagle, forward fold. Stretch your shoulders. When you find those little places where the breath is short, you're in the right place. Don't expect your breath to soothe the edges, but instead, be pleasantly surprised that your breath is working, that your breath has air, has awesomeness, and energy, and prana, and life force. Put your right hand on the mat, inhale, twisted forward fold. What binds us can't stop us, can't hold us back. Stretching your gaze up over your left hand. So good. All right, team, halfway lift. Tickle your fingers on your shins. A lot of us, it feels good to support your shins, but I'll offer you something different today. Remember that finger grip I asked about? Take your fingers to the mat, palms up. Inhale, halfway lift, stretch your hands. Exhale, forward fold, and this time send your fingers to face backwards, face to knees. So I'm literally tucking my chin in as hard as I can. My hands are flat, reaching backwards as far behind my ankles as I can. I'm pushing actively against the ground. We're gonna flow that breath to movement each side. Mountain pose, inhale. Wrap your left arm under your right, eagle, bind hard. Inhale, eagle back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, twisted forward fold, right palm to the sky. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, maybe you stretch your fingers down against the mat. Forward fold, hug your legs or send your hands behind you. One more time, mountain pose, inhale. Wrap your right arm under your left, bind, and feel what it feels like to be bound. Back bend, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left palm high, twisted forward fold, opening up your heart. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, fingers stretch. Exhale, chaturanga push-up, take this one back. Halfway down. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Now in your upward dog, pay attention again to how your hands are. If you have pretty open wrists like Ellie does, maybe you turn your fingers sideways here. Upward dog, stretching how your hands land. If that's already enough, you could always just do your cobra or tense your fingers in that finger grip in cobra pose. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Fingers face forward. 3, bring your sit bones to the earth. We're gonna sit on top of our hands. So bring your hands under your butt. I know it's silly, but it's kind of like a butt or a hand massage. Palms face down. Put a little bit more weight in your right side. Put a little bit more weight in your left side. Flatten them out. And if it feels comfortable, bow forward. The more forward you are, the more your elbows are going to bow sideways to open a different part of the shoulders. We got 3 deep breaths. Depending on how sore your hands are, the pressure, you can pull them a little further out or a little further in. Inhale. Let's rise up. We're going to take a funky grip. So, crossing your hands like you did in front of your right foot. Bend your right foot in. Cross your hands in front of your foot. I've got the back side of my hand holding my foot. Hold it. Straighten it out as best you can. You may notice that I'm not actually straight, right? My face is on my knee, but it's not perfectly straight. If you've got the mobility to straighten out, good for you. It's not a necessity. Just play with the length of your shoulders and your back. As your body cascades over your right leg, tuck your chin hard to your chest and pull your abs in. Finding softness in the back side of your neck. Inhale. Open mouth. Ha 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 ha. All right, now just hold your leg with your left hand. Yeah, left hand. Seated twist. I've got a big bend in my knee like a dancing Shiva. Look past your right hand. Inhale, nice and tall on your spine. Even though you feel bound up and twisted, nothing holds you back, right? That expectation that might have pissed you off, that thing that feels a little heavy, it doesn't hold us back. We notice it, we release it, and we do our best to move forward without expectation. Woo. Okay, reverse tabletop. Put your hands behind you. See how my fingers are flowered out? You can flower sideways or backwards. Lift your bum. Oh boy. Nice shoulder stretch. Maybe shift forward or back. Try to tip your head back as long as you have no neck sensitivity. Inhale. Then drop your bum. Let's do the other side. So now my left wrist goes in front of right, interlace, put in front of my foot. Loosen the fingers enough that you can just kind of push your foot against your hands. Head to knee. And straighten out as far as you can. It's just holding that left leg. I like to think I'm a good communicator, but sometimes I think, especially in my partnership, I'm not as good. I'm just like tired, and those are the people we take for granted. And I found myself last weekend getting so pissed, like, why doesn't my partner just know what I want or need or understand? Why do I have to explain everything? But that was me being lazy. I was out of practice. I was being flabby in my emotional conditioning, let's say. I wasn't being a good communicator, and I was expecting too much of myself and of the people around me. Just expecting them to know. Let's rise up. Hold your right hand to your left foot. Twist and look over the left shoulder. Couple breaths. But I realized that that expectation was only holding me back. That expectation was actually binding me up. It was stopping me from actually enjoying what I could of my life or being grateful for the things that I already had. Inhale. Exhale. All right, last time, reverse tabletop. You either put your hands like you did before. Bent knees easier, straight legs harder. You choose. Ready, set, lift up, and dip back. Squeeze your butt cheeks to get your hips up as high as your head. Try to dip your head back for 3 breaths. Yeah, that's it, Hales. Dig into your heels, micro bend your knees. 3, 2, and slowly come down. Good. Lower down your back. Pull your knees into your chest and rock side to side. If there's one more pose that's calling you, you have a couple breaths before we land in Shavasana. Otherwise, let's hit butterfly or shavasana, a resting pose that you can lie still. For me, a butterfly feels nice to relax my low back, but shavasana corpse pose is a great one to extend your arms in leg straight. And then as you lie here with a big open heart, big open hands, relax everything like you're on a pool floaty, dissolving, dissolving. Expectation is the thief of my joy. I know this. When I expect too much of myself, it reflects on how I treat others. And so our yoga practice, our stretching, it allows us to notice what it feels like to be bound up and tight. Every time I come to my mat, I'm like, man, why don't I do this more often? It helps me actively know how to release. So together, let's squeeze your hands as hard as you can again. Squeeze your fists. Feel that tightness. And now in your brain, signal to your hands, I'm ready to release. Open them up and soften. Then let's do a full body scan. Is there other places in your body where you feel like they're clenched fists? Maybe your eyes or your jaw, your toes or your ankles. Can you actively release them? Body that you're in, being grateful for all the things that are working. Inhale, open mouth, exhale, Let's take your arms up and over your head in a big stretch. Inhale, pull your knees into your chest, roll onto your side for fetal pose. And then press up to a seat. I like to end class in this seat every time because it's an opportunity to feel your tall posture, the length that you've created. You can bring your palms against your beating chest. And with your posture tall, take your shoulders up towards your ears and roll them down your back. Let's go into the rest of our day and our week not expecting anything of people. Just being grateful for the things that do work and do happen. For the lights that work and the electricity and the Wi-Fi and the things that work that we don't say thank you to until they don't. Let's celebrate the little wins. Bow your head forward. Namaste. Good work, guys. Great job, Lily. Bye, Hales. Good job, Julie. Yeah. Happy weekend.